Well, it's Steve.
Apologies, we have no mic. Apologies.
So a big man like that can't talk louder than that.
All right, so call the order. If you all stand there. All right. Are we gonna start with our rotary grace?
Sure.
Conference.
Oh God, the creator and sustainer of all that is or will be, accept our thanks for this day and our many blessings. We ask that you guide and direct our clubs, the leaders and members, and our actions. Grant that each of us may feel our responsibility to Rotary, to our community, to our country, and indeed all countries and peoples. Bless our fellowship today, and may we ever be mindful of opportunities to render our service, concentrating our efforts in areas on which future generations can build with confidence. Amen. At this time, let us also raise our glasses to the King and the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Here, here.
Okay. All right, maybe repeated. Thank you guys for being here today.
Good to see you.
This is the before COVID.
All right, thank you guys for coming in today. We want to welcome you to this in-person meeting. I will dynamic see the house today. So we are excited for that. So we're just excited to see everybody today.
Thank you.
I just want to make sure you feel welcome, especially those in the house and those inside for it. I know that chat is very fun as well. Hey. That's Secretary Mark. Oh, I don't know that. The first one, this one. Okay. So I think everybody in the room today is a very, I think a very got it better, not? Yes?
Yes, yes.
All right, I will be visiting Rotarians on this. On the gate, there you go. You just come up your mic and say hi, try to do my best. Impersonation.
No, they open it just like also like parallel.
And any visitors on the Zoom today? Just open up your mic and say hello.
Yes, we have Wilkie.
Good everyone, this is Jamie Taylor.
Hey, Jamie.
Hi, Shabbat.
All right, Wilkie, say hi too, if you don't mind.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Hi.
Great. I got Peter on the call as well too. All right, so again, thank you for joining us in person and cyber. All right, so now we'll move into our secretary's update. Okay. All right, President Shanker.
Our secretary, I don't think she was able to log on, and our assistant secretary is enjoying herself in St. Croix. I've seen some pictures being posted, so look like they're off to a good start. But I just wanted to say thank you so much to all of those persons who came out for the Red Cross Fair. We got a lot of donations, which were, I mean, I was impressed with the people. I mean, everything, like you say, all of the prizes that you gave me, all of the, we had water, we had Gatorade, we had, a lot of different little trinkets, and I mean, people kept coming back to win these things. So I don't know if they're just addicted to winning, but we did a very good job on the first night. We raised over $1,200 for the Red Cross. And on the second night, we raised about $600 for the Red Cross. So they were very pleased. Yeah, so we did really well. Yes, so thank you to all of our volunteers, whether you came out in person or whether you made the donations. Thank you so much. Sam says that this is his last year, but I don't know. With that, those kind of money's coming in. I don't know, Sam. I think we need to keep you on for another year. Sounds good? Yes. But it was good. And like I said, we did have a lot of new person, a lot of the members coming out. So we should be able to find person to assist and help us with this again next year. So thank you again for that. We also had persons come out to volunteer to assist with the what was it? Oh, the autism awareness. Yeah, sorry. We keep doing these charity events, sometimes I get them mixed up, but we actually had autism this weekend. So we had 6 of us who went out again early in the morning to help raise funds for the autism group. They were very happy to have us out there. They actually had a pretty good turnout considering so much was going on at the weekend. So again, thanks for that. And we did have also a person to sit with Stephen Dillon. Charlene did post that she got her 4 containers. Great. I made sure to send it out to all the RCOB clubs, all the clubs, all of my network. So make sure to get the message out there so that they can get the much needed funds that they needed to basically keep the school going. So thank you again so much for that. Did I miss anything else? There was a lot happening this weekend. I think that was everything that was going on this weekend. So again, thank you all so much for that. Just as a side note, we did have the new members, proposed new members. We did have an orientation with them. So we'll be hearing shortly about them for the induction for them. So we have 6 new members who are coming in. So it was good to actually interact with them, get some feedback from them. I see a message here from Sandra. Sandra, unfortunately, by the time we got your message about the chair at the fair, everybody had kind of scattered. And by the time we got back the next morning, we have no idea. No idea. Sam had to go looking for his chair, but luckily this one was marked Lutheran Church, so it's easier to find. So I'm so sorry. I think that one might have gone just to its new home. So I'm sure somebody is thanking you for that donation. Much appreciated. All right, so I think we've gone into the membership. Shelby, I know you wanted to make an announcement at this point for membership.
Yes, good afternoon, my fellow Rotarians. I am so sorry I'm not there in person, but I will definitely be there next week, Tuesday. Unfortunately, not fortunately, or unfortunately, I don't know what's happening at the beginning of May. We have no birthdays and we have no anniversaries. Wow, that's a surprise, right? But I do want to encourage you to reach out to your buddy. I reached out to my buddy and she was pleasantly surprised that Sam was not a buddy anymore. And I said, guess what? Sam is your buddy for life. I'm your new buddy. So please, let's connect, let's get together. So I want to encourage you all to reach out to your buddies. All right. Many of them may not know buddies have changed, but they have. And it's a good way for us to interact with each other throughout the club and get to know each other. On another note, a teacher from Stephen Dillard had reached out to me in regards to celebration of the 50th anniversary. They want to put out a table and they're in need of some Bahamian items such as wash tubs, old washboards, flag color fabrics, or anything that you have Bahamian. And if you like, you can reach out to me and I'll be able to provide that to them. And it's for this coming Friday. This coming Friday, they want to display that table. So you have between today and Thursday to reach out to me with anything that you have, and we do appreciate it. Remember, Stephen Dillard is the school that we sponsor, and so we want to show them our support. All right, and that is it for membership. Reach out to your buddies. Hi, buddy.
All right, I see my buddies in the house. Vice President, Stephen, yeah,
Was Stephen buying us lunch today?
I think so. Have a good everyone. All right, so now we're gonna have some video, that's gonna tie into our speaker on the about the boys brigade. Okay, we're going into the introduction.
So, Vice President Stephen, just so you know, right, after the video, you can ask, you can introduce our guest speaker, please. Thank you.
Okay.
Much appreciated. You should have the note in your phone.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry, it's like change in our programming here. Stephen, can you come and introduce our guest speaker, please? The video actually is supposed to be played during his presentation, but my apologies. Yes. Need to borrow my glasses?
David, we know you're getting old, but
Pick up the
what's
pace.
that? We don't want to spend all day waiting for you.
Okay, I have the distinct honor of introducing guest speaker for the day. Captain Jamaica E.S. Ford was born April 1973 on the island of New Providence. He obtained his early education at St. Agnes Preschool, Woodcock Primary, and Prince William High School. He furthered his studies at the College of Bahamas, now UB, where he earned an associate of arts degree in mechanical engineering technology. His plans and desires to become a mechanical engineer were changed as he realized that the divine master plan for his life was already set. In September 1998, he left home and became established on the island of Abaco as a high school math and science teacher and a late preacher at Charles Curry Methodist Church on Green Title Key. Several years later, he returned to the island of New Providence and reestablished himself in various ministries at the Grantstown Wesley Methodist Church. Captain Ford often has stated that being involved in youth programs as a child has played an integral part of his life. For this reason, he gave accolades and attributes to the late Captain Simpson Penn and the first Bahamas Company of Boys Brigade for impacting his life. His achievements within the organization include the Government Youth Award and the President's Badge Award. However, the most prestigious honor was that of the Queen's Badge Award, as this is the highest honor achievable by a brigade boy. He has a passion for young people and continues to assist them in any way that he can. It is his desire that every young person become involved in organizations such as the Boys Brigade, as the organization would have a positive influence on their lives. Captain Ford is proud to have been raised within the various ministries at the Grantstown Wesley Methodist Church, where he has a rich family history. He is presently a deacon and the captain of the first Bahamas Company of the Boys Brigade, where he boasts a 39-year history, having joined at the age of 8 and served under 3 captains, Simpson Penn, Hayden Blackman, and George Manson. Currently, he serves as the president of the Boys Brigade, Bahamas National Council. All glory and honor belong to God for all of Captain Ford's accomplishments, for he seeks only to advance Christ's kingdom forward. As Rotary International celebrates Youth Award Month, please join me or help me. Make welcome. Mr. Ford, as he speaks, and he shared with us about the historical point of view.
Thank you, excellent, excellent, thank you.
Thank you.
Good job, good job. It's gonna thank the first speaker. Okay.
Thank you very much. That's some pressure.
Yeah, that's
Once again, good afternoon, everyone. I am really thankful for being here. I was telling your President Chantel that 7 years ago, 20 years ago, I became the salesman for Bahamas Food Services, and this was one of my first accounts. So I know the building quite well. I spent some weeks here every week for a couple of years. And so it is good to be here now in this capacity for the first time. Amen. Little bit more about myself. I am a father of 2 young, beautiful daughters, 15 and 9 years old, and 1 beautiful wife. Let me let that go.
Yeah, one.
One beautiful wife. I can let it go.
Okay.
And so it is good to be here, and I stand here representing them. Of course, my organization, and my God. I want to say thank you to Captain Henry Curry, who was approached to speak today, but had another engagement, and given honor where honor is due, gave me a call, and then men of his age and stature, and of course, quality calls. Young persons like me just say to step in and say yes. And so thank you guys for the invitation. And of course, Madam President, MC, of course, I have to acknowledge Sister Royanne for her sister being here. I won't spend too much time boring you with all the basic details of our history. But I will share a few nuggets about our organization to help all of you understand what this organization is all about. And I trust all those persons online can hear me. I don't have I think it's a preacher's voice. I think I'm a bit loud. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. And so let me share just about the who, what, why, how, when this organization is all about, the swarm and all about, and then give you an opportunity to maybe ask a few questions online and those who are here. First of all, who are we? Of course, the Boys Brigade is the first uniform Christian organization, youth organization in the world. And I say first, because there are many that came after us, and for those who may have come from another organization called the Boy Scout, I often tease them because they often have to recognize, and they cringe when I say that, because they came out of the Boys Brigade. Their founder actually was our first vice president of the Boys Brigade, Lord Baden-Powell. And so all those other youth organizations came out of the Boys Brigade. And so we were the first uniform Christian youth organization. And based on our title, the Boys Brigade, S apostrophe, it says that the Boys Brigade first belongs to boys. And that's who we cater to, boys. And so we were founded in 1883, almost 140 or 44 years ago. We were founded in Glasgow, Scotland by the late Sir William Alexander Smith. The organization was formed on 2 twin pillars: religion and, of course, discipline. At the time, he was a Sunday school teacher, and he realized the boys were not behaving. And so, being a rifle part of a rifle brigade, he decided to put military and religion together, and thus we formed what we call the Boys Brigade organization. and we've been around for all these years. So, that being said, the Boys Brigade moved quickly through the world and eventually landed in the Bahamas in 1909 at St. Andrew's Presbyterian Church, where it was there for a short period of time before it restarted again at Grandstown Western Methodist Church, which is the church I'm a part of. And that company has been in existence for the last 80 years. This July will make us 80 years non-stop service. There are captains, we've had 6 captains. First Captain Harry Davidson, second Captain Derek Archer, and of course, the great Simpson C. Penn. Under his leadership, that the Boys Brigade moved from one company and spread throughout the country, Bimini, all the way to Nagua, Grand Bahama, and of course, throughout the country. And right now, we have 55 registered companies. They're not all active, but we still exist in the organization. And so, in 1955, it was decided to name all the companies based on numbers. And in 56, we formed the council, which is who I lead today as the president. Now that's the who. A little bit about the who we are. Of course, what we do? What do we do? We train boys to be men. We call boys to ministry. Of course, we build boys into men. That is the simple definition of what we do. We build boys into men. As you look around society, there's a call as to what is going on with our young men. Well, the Boys Brigade has been answering that call for many years. And in doing so, we have impacted the nation and built the nation. Great men has passed through this organization, and we continue to do that at our various places throughout our country. Notable men like DJ Norwich would have passed through our organization, Ernest Bain, Henry F. Storr. We've had high-ranking police officers, defense force officers. And so what do? In the Boys Brigade, we build a nation through building men of character and quality. And so when do we do that? Weekly meetings. Every week, our units that operates out of the various churches throughout the island meet primarily during the school year in order to produce and mentor boys into becoming men. During the summer, we use our summer months for camping, although sometimes we do campings during the year on weekends. And so, yes, we meet every week. Some companies meet once a week. The company in which I am part of, the First Bahamas Company, which is the oldest company, we meet twice a week on Wednesday and Friday. The next thing we do, how do we do it? How do we build boys into men? The way we build boys into men is the way that Jesus grew. Based on Luke chapter 2, verse 52. It says that Jesus grew in wisdom and in stature and in favor with God and man. In other words, Jesus grew educationally, he grew physically, he grew spiritually, and he grew socially. And that is our aim in the Boys Brigade, to build the whole man, physically, educationally, spiritually, and socially. And so some organizations focus on one particular area. The Boys Brigade focuses on all. We do physical activities, sport, athletics, track and field. Whatever we need to do to keep our boys moving, we are engaged in it. Hiking. Of course, we also do educational. We do Bible knowledge, religious knowledge, club education, competitions, general knowledge competitions throughout the year. We do tutoring with our boys for BJC and BGCSEs. Everything it takes to get them to succeed in their academic lives, we support the school system in doing so, and our parents. Of course, our spiritual side is most important, for we are a Christian organization. So we have weekly Bible classes that encourage our boys to grow in reverence to God, which is deep respect for God. And of course, we do grow our boys socially. Socially to get along with one another, to be good citizens among each other, to get along and do not do what we see happening in our great country at this time. And so, yes, the Boys Brigade is responsible for building the whole man. Finally, why do we do it? Why do we do what we do? When I joined the Boys Brigade, my why was because I wanted to have fun. That's simply what it was. As a young boy, I simply wanted to have fun. And so I joined the Boys Brigade. I saw the uniform, I saw the band, I saw the attraction, and I wanted to have that fun. But as I grew up into the organization, I realized that I would continue to have fun. But the only way I was able to have that fun, if I took in the information and the mentorship that was placed in me by Captain Simpson Pitt. And so I've been having fun in the Boys Brigade now for the past 42 years. That's my why. My why the reason why I am still in the organization is because coming from a single parent home, someone stepped in and helped my mother raise me. And so now I am taking that mantle and helping to raise other young men in our society. That is my why. And we'll find that we have captains throughout our organization that has their why they remain. But there's one particular captain that has established himself as why. He's been in the organization for close to 80 years. And of course, we all know him. Many of you know him as Mr. Fernie Palmer. Fernie Palmer has been one of those long-standing captains. And he penned the phrase of why he stayed in the organization and is still in the organization even now at the age of 92. And so, not to disturb you, Madam President, this is a time that I'd like to share Captain Palmer's thoughts on how the Boys Brigade has moved him throughout the world and also why he stayed in the organization for so many years. So I pause to let you listen and
let's start from down yonder. Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Ireland, Scotland, Scotland and England plenty times. Cayman, Jamaica, Barbados. I think that's all what I remember. Far countries. Far countries, yeah. But I've traveled for the Boys Brigade. Myself and Captain Pratt. Out of our pocket, of course, the Boys Brigade Council, we never had any money, so we pay our own way. They said that if we can get there, they will take care of us, and we pay our own way to those places. Yeah. One of the trips to Scotland is very fully said the words are rather Billy boy than the men of man. And, in camp, 9:30 all of the officers will meet and review the day. How many people were sick or what's the complaint, was the food on time and things like that, so we could improve tomorrow. And we Kingsley Shakespeare, a New Zealand Boys Brigade officer, we was talking and he asked me, say, Captain Palmer, I have the picture right there, say, Captain Palmer, why you like the Boys Brigade? I said, because I rather Billy boy than the men of man. He said, what you said? And he held up his index finger. He said, what you said? I said, I rather Billy boy than the men of man. He said, Captain Palmer, that sounds good. And the rest is history.
Amen. And so Captain Palmer pens, that's why we do what we do. And his why is, I'd rather build a boy than to mend a man. And we acknowledge now with our society and the challenges that we have in our society, that if we follow that why, we would have less of the circumstances we find with our young men in society. Build them while they are young, so that you won't have to mend them when they get older. And so, yes, that is Captain Palmer's why, and many of us have adopted that as our why we exist and why we do what we do in the Boys Brigade, from Grand Bahama all the way to Anagua. But here's our object, which establishes our standard why. Our object or our why is to advance Christ's kingdom among boys and to promote habits of obedience, reverence, discipline, self-respect, and all that tends toward true Christian manliness. And I often tell my boys, if we live by those 5 habits throughout this organization and throughout this country, of obedience, reverence, discipline, self-respect, and true Christian manliness, we will succeed in life and become better individuals, and by extension, a better nation. And so that is our why we exist in the Boys Brigade. And so, just for those 2 minutes, I was only given 30 minutes. I don't know if that includes question and answers or whatever. If I'm a preacher, I can go for hours. So I won't go there. But yes, the organization builds me into who I am today. And my why is to give back to this organization and to give back to the boys, the many boys that I come in contact with every week. And a number of us as officers throughout our Commonwealth of Bahamas stand on this object of advancing Christ's kingdom and promoting these habits of obedience, reverence, discipline, self-respect, and true Christian manliness. Now we have over 140-year history, and so I can go on and on about this great organization. But I share with you what we do in terms of our connection to the community. Our boys are connected through various programs. We don't do programs just in Boys Brigade, but we do programs, we connect ourselves with various civic organizations. Our recent one was the Blue Lagoon Island Adventures, where we go and join them in our beach cleanup and coastal cleanups throughout our Commonwealth. And so we've been doing that for a while. We are part of the general GGYA, Governor General Youth Award Program. We have a unit that is a part of that, and we also support that organization as well. And of course, on a weekly basis, we support our local churches in their community events as well. And so we reach boys through many sources. One of the things that we used to have back in the day that was very strong and popular was the Boys Brigade band. And many times after that band disbanded over several years ago, people thought that we didn't exist. But I come here today on this Zoom meeting in this setting. Thank you very much, Madam President, to let you know that we are here still in the communities, supporting and doing what we need to build our nation. And so I wrap up with this quote that I wrote just last night and tweaked just this morning. And so I hope you understand what it says. I hope I can get copyright for this. But I believe that your great organization understands why you do what you do. And of course, recognizing your responsibility to the community, I believe this quote will sit well with you as the Rotary Club of the Bahamas. So my quote says this: your who is never as important as your why. Let me say that again. Your who is never as important as your why. How, what, where, and when constantly changes. But without your why, you cease to exist. Without your why, you cease to exist. So, brothers and sisters, I end this quote by saying, so protect your why and make a greater impact to the world. I thank you once again for this honor of speaking to this illustrious group, both far and near. And of course, know that we are in the community just like you, supporting and doing our part to build our nation to another level. God bless you all, and may God bless the boys today.
Thank you, thank you. We'll open up the floor and on Zoom for questions.
Why was the band disbanded?
I mean, I may have used the word not disbanded, but it wasn't as popular anymore. Back in the day, of course, just like any organization, after a while, the members moved on. And then the nucleus of that rich band that was, in fact, the Boys Brigade band was one of the first bands that ever replaced the Royal Bahamas Police Force for a national event. That's how strong we were. But over the years, the person's moving, and this is the challenge we have in this organization. Big person's moving on. The band was not as strong and popular as it was, and eventually, I guess you'll say we ceased to perform like we used to. Right now, we are presently trying to rebuild that band to get it back to the next level. But we have had various smaller bands at our various companies, and that's what we're doing to build the band back to where it is. There's always challenges with instruments. There's always challenges with mentors and trainers and musicians to come and help. But for the most part, we're still trying to do our part to keep, because it is a part of this musical, learning musical instrument is also a part of our program.
Can a non-Christian such as Jew or a Muslim belong to Boys Brigade?
We do, let me put it like this, I would say yes. For the fact that we do utilize the persons in the secular world to do some training, just like we would bring in someone who's doing business to train our boys, etc. And so I would say yes, we support anyone who comes and positively impact the boys. Of course, being a Christian organization, we wouldn't necessarily want you to, as an atheist, come and impact our boys like that. But for the most part, we try to utilize persons in community, open to persons in community who positively impact our boys in various elements or disciplines that they will help them become the men that they will become.
I have a question. Do you have an idea of how many boys within the Bahamas may have impacted or maybe part of the program now?
Oh, wow, that is very difficult. What I would say is the numbers that we have now is much less than it used to be back in the day. For the most part, most of the companies can run, and in fact, my company ran into close to 100 boys at any given point in time. And we have been around for 80 years. And so my list that I printed, the last time I printed my list, it probably hold along that wall. That's how many boys have been a part of this organization. So I would say thousands of boys come to this organization because we do not have one unit. We have about 55 registered units over the years, and we run from Grand Bahama all the way to Nagua. So we've impacted thousands of boys. The numbers aren't what we would like to be. Of course, the world has changed, and our impact has not been as fluent because of all the distractions of the other organizations that has garnished our boys' attention.
Yeah, question. I'm proud to say that I'm a product of Boys Brigade. I was. But I've seen over the years the Boys Brigade has just gone phased, like it's phased out. Comparing, even when you talk about the band now, so much competing bands around, youth bands around. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of work for that. I want to find out the makeup, the leadership of the Boys Brigade. Do you have young men as your captains and all that? Are you having a challenge for that?
Just like all other organizations, yes, we do. We do have a challenge with persons stepping in and persons who even more part of the Boys Brigade coming back and helping a young man like myself. We do have a few of us that have come back and stepped in and never left like myself.
So where are you based?
I am my company.
Yeah.
My company is based at Gunstown, Wesley.
So how many members you have there in your company?
My unit?
Yeah.
My unit has about 35 registered boys. We have about and about 20 of them are truly active, very every week.
Okay. Okay, what I intend to do, I am a part of Labor Renewal. Because I'll get your contact. We'll see how, because we have a lot of young boys around the place and we get down there. We'll do just the issue is that if boys are sent there, are they really gonna be something that can keep the boys there? Yeah, can keep the boys there. I know the tradition of the Boys Brigade and different things. In those days, I mean, it was like, to me, going to the Boys Brigade was like, I only get no from home. Right? That was alternative for getting out from home. And you know, you had the friends because there wasn't much to do. How is the Boys Brigade competing against a young guy who could say he can find something else to do on a computer game? And why should I go to the Boys Brigade for that as supposed to be? So I don't know what innovation that the Boys Brigade has have since I've left years ago to cost me or to cost a young stuff to come there and keep their attention.
Well, I agree with you. The challenge is always real in terms of being innovative, particularly when you're competing against technology. We have done our best to merge some technology where we need to.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we do focus a lot on the elements that are beyond the technology that allows them to build, so that when they get in the environment of being social, etc., they're able to do. So the challenge is always having the manpower necessary to come in and actually create some programs and really enforce our programs. But we challenge our alumni on a regular basis, and even if they can't spend the hours that I spend, 10, 12 hours a week working with young men, to come in every so often and just talk to the boys or work with the boys and give them some understanding of how their appreciation for the organization to help them become better men in society.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Well, Stephen, I'm not gonna let you get away. I'm also a product of the Boys Brigade.
No. Which year?
Well,
Oh, one?
well, back in the 60s.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. So he wasn't born when I was in company. So that's not brigade. No. But many years ago, churches sponsored Boys Brigade for the most part. That isn't happening now.
Yes.
Right.
It is still happening. All our units are still attached to the church.
But
Yes.
do you have much growth now as?
Well, just like the church, and I remember we started as a Boys Brigade started because it was a Sunday school. Just like the church, you could walk around and see how many churches have a strong Sunday school. And that's always a challenge. And so the Boys Brigade was similar to that. But we still active in our churches, and we try our best to be a part of the church program and merge our program with the church program. So it's always a challenge. Any organization, when you pull off the banner of Christianity, young persons take it boring, it's sad and all that stuff, until they get it and they realize how active we are in so much discipline, like I said, the whole man, physical, spiritual, social. And they have, in fact, I have right now 2 young men who've been afforded the opportunity right now to travel to Scotland, the founding place. In July, they've been selected. The gentleman from the UK came down from Global Fellowship. And when he came down, he was so impressed with them. He invited them to come down. And so we are doing our best to get them to Scotland in July to be a part of a leadership training program. And of course, be ambassadors from our country.
Another question. Do you have presently women leaders now or still strictly men?
From I joined, we had women leaders. We can't do anything without our good ladies. I do want.
Very cool, Jimmy. Very accurate. Why can't we have women leaders?
You know, we normally tend to use our women leaders in our junior program. As of course, boys coming right out of at 5, 6 years old, we start at the age of 5 or 6. And so being at that age, we tend to use female officers at that level to make that transition. And so they help us with that transition at that particular age, because they're still kind of little babyish and doing some things. And we help with the educational program. And then as they get to that teenage group, we tend to make more with the men. Even though we still work along with our children. They support us in every which way.
Me, traditionally, the boys began at being a Methodist church. Traditionally, the boys began as being tied to the Methodist church.
It's all over.
No, I mean, does the Methodist church still have a stronghold?
My company is a Methodist church, and they've been around for 80 years.
Yeah, I know the Methodist seem to have that stronghold with the boys.
Yes, we used to make big in cook.
Yeah,
Right
Grandma
now,
would do.
with someone they held in good Grandma.
Yeah.
But of course, the Methodist church is over there, not as strong. But yeah, many different denominations.
Thank you. So any other questions? We have saved up for the parking lot.
Yeah.
Let's hear like a very active topic.
Thank you, but
Oh, God. Stephen, you want to take a photo for that?
Yeah, we come through meetings, but so on behalf of this Rotary Club and the Bombers,
Yeah.
the Rotary Club of Nassau, I want to give you a small token of appreciation of you coming down there, taking the time to give us a good and informative message on Boys Brigade.
Oops, got it? You want me to put it?
Thank you very much. That's it.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Give everybody Stephen.
Oh.
Good job. Master job. I just maybe stop that camera for the time being, so we get that sorted.
All right.
Oops.
So now we've come to one of my favorite parts of the meeting. I think we have one just now. We're coming down to the fine portion of the meeting. I think I heard a cell phone. You heard a cell phone too?
I heard, I don't know, was that Stephen? Oh, that was Sam. Oh. Sorry. Sorry.
Did you go that not fine? So
Sam, how you feeling?
You all want to pay me for myself?
Yes, please. I will pay the time. Thank you, come on. Thank you.
I
Come on, Jerry. I can pay your fine. I can pay your fine. Will you pay it?
I think
Let me read that for your fine.
woman hasn't done stuff like that for me in a long time.
What about Ken? Everybody?
think everyone got the pen on it. Thank you. We thank you for that. We thank you for your honesty.
Yes.
Thank you for your donation. I was actually supposed to tell a joke, but the cell phone didn't rate the fine. But
So are you paying a fine for no joke?
I'm gonna tell a joke right now.
Oh, okay, you're fine for that.
All right, so a teacher is talking about students. And a teacher said, kids, what does the chicken give you? And one student said, meat. She said, very good. Now, what does the pig give you? The student replied, bacon. Teacher, great. And what does the fat cow give you? Homework. I'm pretty sure that student got a fine as well. I'm pretty sure they got a fine as well.
You don't say it.
Yeah, you know, you should know how to go.
Yes. Oh, but-
All right. All right, so I guess now we move to the floor, yes.
They will call somebody to do it. Think your name and do it.
Our boss, President Charlene, you wanna come in, to the four-way test? Yeah, tell me what. Charlene.
Yes, right, that's right. Can you do it there, please? Okay, can we please stand for the forward test? And repeat after me, and I'm gonna read it off the screen. And for those who don't know it, they can read it off the screen also. So the four-way test. Of the things we think, say, or do. The truth.
Is it the truth?
And or concern. Will it be better? And because she is not. Will it be? Add that, will it be? Fun?
Will it be fun?
So much.
While we're standing, we could do sorry, please. The professional toaster.
Yes.
So one to it.
To all of you Rotarians who are here, and to those Rotarians zooming with us on air, let's join with Rotarians everywhere in a toast. Rotary or over the world.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much, thank you. So just before we close out, I see the request has been put out to our great men of RCN. You can have a seat now, please, sorry. Perhaps some of the men of RCN can decide to offer their time to assist with mentoring the boys at the Boys Brigade. Thank you very much, ma'am. Okay, so that goes out to all of our men here in RCN. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And with that, we will close the meeting. And as we said, we do have the parking lot. So our guest speaker is here for a few minutes longer if you have any additional questions for him. Anyone else had a burning question? Anyone online had a question? Oh, Ryan, go ahead.
Ryan, a question, President Ford, can you expand on the relationship with Boys Brigade and GGYA?
I'm glad you asked that question. The GGYA, the Governor General Youth Award Program. Actually, that program what used to be called the Duke of Edinburgh Award Program. Believe it or not, that was a Boys Brigade program. When that was first established, it was a part of the Boys Brigade. So we have been doing as an organization, the Duke of Edinburgh program for many years when it started. Of course, with the government taking it over, one of our companies, Captain Curry, has a unit where he now works along with GGYA, and our boys are adopted in that program and participate in that program to get to their levels, their bronze, their silver, and their gold levels. And so we have a number of young men working towards their badges. And that's basically how we are connected. So we participate in those boys will participate in GGYA programs. But it actually is a program that we are very familiar with, called the Duke of Edinburgh program.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Anyone else has a question? Thanks for that, Royan.
I have a question.
Okay.
As a proud member of the White and Black Dogs, and you stand up for them. What's the difference between the White Ambassadors and the Boys Brigade? Because when I was a young boy watching the Hot Sun, so there was the big band from Boys Brigade and the big band from White Ambassadors.
What's the difference?
Yeah, what's the difference?
Boys Brigade are the better band.
You answer.
No, I grew up with that competition all my life. But not when I think about it. Of course, when our Boys Brigade always seem to get like the point when we were going down, I think the Royal Ambassadors get up there. But in our plan days, there's no competition.
So is the Royal Ambassadors
It's a part of different organization.
all together? Ah, okay. Stephen, I guess that kind of ties in with what you were asking about. I said that kind of ties in what you asked. Because apparently the Baptists were doing, what is it called? Ambassador? Royal Ambassador.
Also, the rather see something else.
Okay.
Yeah. A couple of things.
Yeah, there's a number of organizations.
Okay. Cool. I did share my with you, Stephen.
Okay.
Send you the contact information so that you know. So that you can connect. But it's good that you know, the think in urban youth, it could be. Excellent. All right, well, if there are no more questions, we can end the session for the day. Thank you all so much again for tuning in. And we look forward to seeing you all next week. Good day, everyone. Take care. Bye. Thank you.